Hey, what's up, everyone? It's the Sports Judge, Jonathan Mathis. Good morning, everyone. What's next, Brooklyn? Are you guys going to take Andre Drummond too? Are you guys going to get him as well? It seems to me that the Brooklyn Nets are trying to take the easy way out. They're taking the easiest path they can to win a championship. The newly stacked Brooklyn Nets are trying their hardest to steal an NBA championship. This is something that has ruined the NBA for years. The lack of parity has completely ruined the game of basketball. I thought we were over this. I thought these days were over finally because you saw parity for once in the NBA. And now we're going back to this super team nonsense. And now we got a greedy Brooklyn Nets team that's trying to steal every best player available on the market. I mean, damn, how many superstars do you need on one damn team? How many superstars do you need, Brooklyn, to try to win a championship? And before anybody tells me where the Lakers buy championships, well, let me just tell you something. Let me take a minute to educate you guys. LeBron only has AD. That's the only other superstar that came here to LA to team up with him. The Lakers traded for Anthony Davis. They got him. They won a championship. Everyone else on that roster are role players. And you see how bad the team is without both of those guys right now. So don't give me any of that nonsense, that crap about the Brooklyn Nets. Don't give me that crap. They got too many superstars on one team. They have James Harden. They have Kyrie Irving. They have Kevin Durant. Then you have Blake Griffin, and now you have LaMarcus Aldridge. I mean, damn, LaMarcus Aldridge, you couldn't pick any other team to team up with. You got to take the easy way out too. And then you have Kevin Durant, who's one of the greatest players in the game, one of the best basketball players in the world. I'll give him that. He's a gifted player. He's great at what he does. He's an amazing player. He's fun to watch. He's all these great things, right? Right. But he has needed the most help throughout his career. Okay. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that. He has needed the most help throughout his entire career in Golden State with the Warriors. Who did he have there? He had the Splash Brothers, a backcourt made up of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry. He had to leave OKC. He left his best friend behind, his frenemy now, an enemy who's no longer has the same respect for him, and that's Russell Westbrook. He left his homie hanging in OKC to team up with a team that OKC got eliminated by in the playoffs. You know, he took that, if I can't beat them, I might as well join them approach. And what did he do? He signed a contract, won his 2 championships with Golden State, and then bailed out. And then he signs with Brooklyn, and then Kyrie Irving comes and joins him there. Let's remember something before we get on LeBron's case. Let's remember one thing here. LeBron dragged a team of misfits and cast-offs to the NBA Finals when he was in Cleveland. Yes, they lost. They fell short to Golden State. He also, returned to Cleveland and delivered on his promise with one superstar, yes, Kyrie Irving. LeBron doesn't need as much help as Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant needs all the help in the world. He needs all these people around him. He has everybody in his mama in Brooklyn. Everybody and his mama's in Brooklyn. They're taking the whole damn league. How many players do you need on one damn roster? How many players? And where the hell did Brooklyn get all this money to afford all these players. Brooklyn is trying to steal a championship. They're trying to buy their way to an NBA championship. And people can sit here and say whatever they want about the Lakers. Oh, the Lakers are doing the same thing. They're trying to buy themselves a championship too. Last time I checked, they didn't have 5 All-Stars on the same team. So that statement is false. Okay? The Lakers have Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Those are the 2 perennial superstars, the all-star players of all-star caliber that they have on that team. Nobody else on that team is nearly as good as LeBron and AD. Nobody. Because if they were, the Lakers would be winning their games. And they're not winning without those 2 guys. So sit here and say that the Lakers bought a championship last year, that they won because of the pandemic. Find any excuse to say why the Lakers won a championship. Because Brooklyn, if they win this championship this year, I'm going to sit here and say they had all the superstar talent to win it. Anybody could win when you have that much talent on one team, but who knows? Maybe they won't develop great chemistry. Maybe, we see that in the past. You can have all the talent in the world, but consistency is everything. And I just have that feeling that when the playoffs come, the Brooklyn Nets are going to fold. They're going to find a way to screw it all up with all that talent they have. And LaMarcus Aldridge isn't nobody special. He's past his prime. To me, he's a washed-up big man by now. And if you look at his playoff statistics, he's not very good in the playoffs. He tends to fold. He disappears in the postseason. We've seen it before when he played with the Spurs. And Blake Griffin is also past his prime. You're not getting the same Blake Griffin that you got when he was part of Lob City here in California with the other team in town, the Los Angeles Clippers. You're not getting that Blake Griffin. If you think you're getting that Blake Griffin, sure, maybe he could collect some boards. Maybe he could rebound the basketball for you and help on the glass and be a force in the paint. But he's not that unstoppable force that he was when he teamed up with Chris Paul in LA. That's not Blake Griffin anymore. And James Harden doesn't play defense. All he does is just jack up a ton of shots. Yes, he could probably drop 40 and 50 points per game, but he's not going to contest the shot. And then you have Kevin Durant, who needs all this help to win championships. He needs to bring all his friends. He has to buddy up with players to win a championship. How about you go to a team and you create your own history, Kevin Durant? Show us what you're really made of on a team with just yourself or another superstar. You need everyone and their mama to help you win a championship. And that's how we're going to remember you as a guy who bounces around from city to city when the going gets tough. When it gets hard, you want to find the easy way out, Kevin Durant. And that's what this Brooklyn Nets team has done as a whole. They're just stockpiling talent to try to compete with the Lakers. And you know what? I'm going to say the Lakers will beat them in the best of 7 series if they meet in the NBA Finals this year. Yeah. This team is going to find a way to fall apart. They're not going to be able to keep it together. I can tell you that right now. It's too many ball dominant players on this team. It's too many guys who want the ball in their hand. And at some point, somebody's just going to bump heads and this team is just going to fall apart. They're not going to be able to hold it together. And I feel bad. The person I feel bad for the most is Steve Nash. I feel bad for him the most because if something does go wrong and this team finds a way to screw it up, which they will, he's the first one out. I don't care how, much he understands the game of basketball. I don't care how much he emphasizes, his whatever it is that whatever he's doing to help that team. I don't care. He's out if that team falls short of winning the playoffs. So the Brooklyn Nets can put together this so-called super team of theirs and all this all-star talent. They can do whatever they want to do. But in the end, they will implode. I'm pretty sure of it. You'll see an implosion at some point throughout the playoffs. They're not coming out of the East. The 76ers is. The 76ers are. Let's put some respect on their name. Let's talk about what Tobias Harris has done. A very underrated and unappreciated player in this league. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about before the injury, of course, how much Joel Embiid has improved to become a threat inside the interior, to become a more dominant force. Let's talk about what he has done. And Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons. In a 7-game series, I take the Sixers any day over the Brooklyn Nets. What's next, Brooklyn? Who are you guys going to get next? Andre Drummond? Since you guys want to buy championships now, since you guys want to purchase greatness instead of earning it the hard way. See you guys later. I'm out.